Is that there was something very amateur and therefore very comforting, very innocent and sweet about watching old school handbag videos. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about something a little bit that's been on my mind for a while, and I've just never had the time to kind of collect my thoughts, but I'm going to try to do my best here. First of all, if there's any noise and beeping and construction sounds outside, I apologize. There's a lot of work going on outside. But anyway, today's video is about why I miss the old school YouTube videos. So I'm gonna try to speak as hopefully I can capture the essence of what I'm trying to communicate here, and I'm not the most articulate, so I'm gonna do my best, and I have some notes down, but I really wanted to talk about what I miss about old school YouTube videos. And I think there's something about me that's definitely very old school, that has always been old school, and maybe it's just my generation. I'm Gen X. If you're Gen X, put it in the comments, or if you're not, let me know what generation you are. Put it in the comments, just because I'm so interested in knowing who my audience is and whether or not you relate, depending on what generation you are part of. Because I do think it's kind of generationally affected. But anyway, I don't know when you guys have started watching YouTube videos, but I started watching YouTube, as far as I can remember, was probably, I don't know, early 2010s, as far as I remember, is watching YouTube on a regular basis. And back then, of course, it was very different from what it is today. I mean, don't you remember seeing all the makeup videos, or in my case, I used to watch fashion-related videos, but it was styling videos. And like one that comes to mind that no longer makes YouTube videos but is on Instagram, who I absolutely love, is Wendy's Lookbook. But she used to make all these videos, fashion videos, on inspiration, on how to style things, and that's what I loved. And it was never about selling things, but she was probably the only person that I knew of back then that made very editorial and beautifully made artistic videos. But generally speaking, I will say that, remember all like the twinkle lights, and like everyone had the same font with like the transitions on the titles on the video. It was, the music was like all your Apple provided music. There was something that, there was a template to it. When you look back on those kinds of videos now, it feels very nostalgic. You know, more than that, it was very innocent. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Back then, the videos were very innocent. I started watching handbag videos probably in 2014 maybe. I definitely, even back then when I was first watching handbag videos, and this video is going to be more around handbag specific videos, and why I miss those old school videos is because it was not about being showy. And I'm not implying that the videos these days are. Obviously, I'm, you know, a new creator, so you can put me in that new bucket of YouTube content creators or whatever. But I'm just saying that there was a real innocence to it that I really love and I miss. And it was about people who were sharing their handbags and doing reviews because they really want to share the honesty of that handbag. They really want to share the pros and cons and what fits inside, and whether or not they regret it, or if it was worth it. And yes, those videos still are made today. I make those videos all the time, and so many other YouTube creators make those videos as well, and I appreciate those. And I think that's what felt very innocent, and you could feel from across the camera, there was a real love. There was a real genuine love for their bags and appreciation. And not that I think that people who make YouTube videos today lack that, but I think we can all agree, because the YouTube landscape has changed so much. There's a lot more sponsorships. There's a lot more, I don't want to say at stake, but there's a lot more to gain for people who make YouTube videos, that it is more about the clicks. It is more about, how do I get the clicks? I'm going to make a clickbait video. I'm going to make a clickbait thumbnail, a clickbait title. And I see a lot of that, even with some of the bigger handbag creators, where I'm just like, click, and then I'm like, what? Okay, that's not what I was expecting. And, you know, then I click out and I'm just like, whatever. Then you kind of get this sense of, I don't really want to watch your videos anymore, because I don't resonate with why you're making videos like you used to, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense, and I'm trying to, I don't I don't know if you know what I mean, but there is a sense of I need to get a lot of views, and so people will make clickbait titles and thumbnails. And then when you kind of see that kind of theme more often, again, you kind of lose trust in wanting to watch their videos or those types of videos or the really salacious title videos. And it may not even be clickbait, it just may be a salacious video. I feel like sometimes we lose the plot on why we make some of these handbag videos. And I think people make videos for different reasons. I'm not saying that everyone makes videos because that they all love handbags. You would hope that they do, but maybe they just make videos because they just want to share what they're buying and it happens to be handbags and they're not, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that there was something very amateur and therefore very comforting, very innocent and sweet about watching old school handbag videos where there was a real love and real sense of community that you could relate to, and you were just like, oh, I love that bag. Like, oh, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. And I do feel that way with some of the creators that I watch too, even today, who may not have been making videos for years and years, who may be newer creators like me. I mean, even back then when you watched unboxings, it was more about like sharing. I'm sharing with you the unboxing so that if you get the bag, this is what you can expect the packaging to look like. Because for a lot of us, the packaging counts. The packaging matters, and we want to know when we're not getting the pretty tissue paper or the ribbon or whatever, right? So that is the reason why, for me at least, when I was watching unboxings, it was helpful to know what to expect, especially if you were not near a store that you could just walk into and that perhaps you were ordering online or, even on a vacation. I feel like unboxings these days is less about showing you, oh, well, here's what to expect and informational in that way. And it's more about like the quantity, and it's more about, look how many things I got. Look at my $50,000 haul. Look at my stack of packages that, reach the ceiling. And I don't mean to sound judgy when I say that, but I will say that if you can buy all of those things in one shopping trip or in a very short amount of time, that's amazing as long as you're doing it responsibly. I guess my point is more along the lines of, it just feels out of touch. It feels, I don't know. I think the difference of YouTube versus a lot of other platforms or traditional platforms of media is that YouTube was mainly made for the common people like you and me. Right? And I get that we all have very different lifestyles, but for me, if I watch a YouTube video that is displaying like $100,000 of things, that makes me nervous for them. That makes me nervous for them and their safety, if that makes any sense. Now, I know there's going to be some of you who might think there's some hypocrisy in what I'm saying. And listen, I'm not claiming to be, better. There's something that feels a little bit out of touch sometimes with some videos these days. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that you want to get the engagement, you want to get the views. I'm not gonna lie, I really sometimes enjoy watching unboxings. It's not my favorite, I will say that. Unboxings are probably my least favorite unless I know that it's a certain bag that I'm after and that I'm exploring or that I'm interested in or just curious about. If they're not handbags that I'm interested in, then I don't really care. So I guess that's what I'm saying. Although I totally get that's what gets the clicks, that's what gets the views, and that's what gets the engagement. Yeah, I think, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting a little bit lost with my words. And I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm honestly just coming from a place of just comparing like YouTube 2014 to YouTube 2025. That's really all I'm saying, and the landscape has changed a lot. As I said, I think we kind of lost the plot, or some of us have lost the plot, or social media has lost the plot, because let's be honest, I think social media in general, sorry, battery died. I'm not sure where I left off, but I guess what I'm saying is like social media is like the new home shopping network. It's become a big business. It is a space where you want to make money, and a lot of people want to become influencers, which is so cringe. I think that that's probably honestly, like, I understand where it rooted from, because you wanted honest, like, common people's opinions on things. But when it crosses a certain threshold, it becomes very artificial and toxic, and everyone's trying to make a buck. So you really have to be able to distinguish who is authentic, which I know is another overused word these days, but like, who is genuine in their intentions and who is not. And I think there's a lot of people who are in it, who want to become influencers, become online personalities, and that's one of their goals. I think another reason why luxury handbag channels these days may feel a little bit different, and it's not to anybody's fault, is because of the price increases. I mean, the prices from 2014 to 2025 on any given bag is grossly different. And I think that kind of changes the atmosphere and the mood of how a viewer receives that video. That may very well elicit some sort of negative feeling, and no one wants to feel that way. And so I get it. I think that the out of touch price increases that have resulted in 2025 is super out of touch to what it was in 10 years ago. And so I think that kind of inadvertently changed the landscape of handbag videos. It just feels a little bit ickier to some people, and I get it. I totally get it. I also think the niche for luxury handbag videos and channels and things like that has grown a lot since 2015. And I don't know, I think because the niche has grown, the audience has grown. And so I think that also just brings more trolls. And I think that brings more hate. And I think that brings a lot more negativity to the space, and therefore mean comments, awful things to say to people, while you remain vulnerable because you put your face on camera and share with the world your love for handbags. These faceless people feel like they can get away with writing awful things and hateful comments. And so while I would like to say that doesn't affect me and be like, I don't care what they say because, I'm a strong person, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm a sensitive person, and that affects me. And I'm not going to pretend it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not going to pretend that it doesn't kind of kill my mood or bother me in some way inside. It absolutely does, because they don't know you, and yet they feel very free to write nasty things to you that are very judgmental and so far off base and just inappropriate. And so I think that just does really kill the environment these days of enjoying YouTube, whereas you always got those negative comments, I think, even back 10, 12 years ago. It just wasn't the same. It wasn't as nasty, I feel. And yeah, I just feel like it's so much nastier these days. And while I feel lucky that I don't see it all the time on my channel, I definitely do get it from time to time. Thank God my viewers are most lovely and just wonderful people who comment. And I see those, wonderful comments on a lot of other channels too. And I think that's amazing. But I do see a lot of ugly comments. They're just a lot more prevalent these days, and that also just changes the landscape of YouTube these days. And on that note, I also think that there's sometimes people within this community, whether you're a content creator or just a regular handbag viewer, I think we judge each other sometimes. And listen, I think there's something called expressing your opinions in a respectful way, and that's totally okay. But I think there's other ways where I've seen people who, whether it be the Nikki Sky or the Lydia Millen thing of people selling off their collections, and some of the comments I just thought were really mean-spirited. And I think that when we kind of turn on each other, that also changes the landscape. And it makes me feel a little bit differently too about YouTube these days, and it makes it a little bit less enjoyable. So yeah, I think, there's judgment all around sometimes, and I do think there's a line between expressing your opinions respectfully and disrespectfully. I'll just kind of leave it at that, because I think you all know and have seen what I'm talking about. So, okay, but let's talk about something more positive. What are the positive changes to YouTube these days? And I think there's plenty of it. I think there's a lot of information sharing these days, and because there's more creators and because there's more interest in people who are watching, handbag content, when you're able to share pros and cons and what fits inside still and be excited about bags. And I love also sharing ideas of how to style certain bags, because I think that the point point of having handbags is to enjoy them. And when you can get more ideas on how to style them with different outfits, I love that. So I love that there's a lot more information sharing. There's a lot more creative ways of sharing that kind of information. I also think that we've been able to connect into this community. I just love communicating with a lot of my viewers back and forth in the comments. I think that's one of the loveliest ways to communicate and to connect with your community, but also with other content creators and supporting their channels. I just really love to see that, and just building up a community is fun and is what is very much a part of the joy of making videos. And another good benefit of how YouTube has changed for the better is definitely better audio. There's better lighting, it's less fuzzy. Dark videos really, I hate dark videos because you can't see the products of the handbags and you can't really see the details when they're fuzzy. So the technology has come a long way and has made a really big difference positively to the enjoyment of actually sitting and watching a video. Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a lot of positive to YouTube. I mean, this is my preferred platform of watching and having entertainment. I think a lot of us don't watch as much TV anymore traditionally. And so YouTube is really my place to get a lot of variety. But I will say I watch a lot less of the content that I used to watch. I watch a lot less beauty, fashion, and even handbag videos than I used to. I watch a lot more Law and Crime Network. Let's be honest, I'm really involved in the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni case. I'm really into the Karen Reed trial. And I'm gonna tell you my position, which is there is way too much doubt for her to be found guilty. There is way too much doubt. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to how the verdict comes out on the second trial. I didn't follow the first trial, but the second trial right now, I'm very invested. Oh, I guess podcasting is another area where I spend more time on. So I'm a lot less watching YouTube than I had been in previous years, I will say. And the content that I'm watching and listening to is also very different. But let me know how you feel. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And am I very off base with my opinion? I really feel like there has been a massive shift in a lot of ways. I think the environment has changed, the platform has changed, and therefore the landscape has changed in terms of how content creators make content and the reasons why they make content. Let me know your thoughts on this whole topic. What do you think about YouTube these days in 2025 versus maybe 10 years ago if you were watching back then? Or tell me when you were watching YouTube and if that's changed for you at all, because if you're more recent in watching YouTube, especially in the handbag space, then you may not see or feel that difference. And you know, what kind of content do you enjoy watching besides handbag videos? Yeah, I'm sorry this is a long-winded video, but let me know all of your thoughts on everything here in the comments below. And if you enjoy this video, I would love it if you gave it the thumbs up. That really helps my small channel out. And if you want to enjoy watching any of my other videos, you can do that here, and I'll see you next time.